I was excited when you told me that you wanted the next call theme to be around the concept of being an empath, because that is something that I have kind of like shied away from identifying as for most of my life, and yet I believe that I am. And so, um, more recently, I think I've been um, curious about it, and I think actually my resistance to it was because there seemed like there was like in my mind I thought about it as like having some sort of like almost like a weakness to it. And so my question for you is, I guess it's twofold. One is, what does it really mean to call oneself or identify, like, what does it mean to be an empath? And the second part is, do you have suggestions for how to really embody it as a strength or series of strengths? And yeah, like how can my life be more enriched by it instead of it being like this sensitive thing that I'm kind of a victim to?
Thank you for that question. It does feel like it's actually a word that I have shied away from using for myself, which seems kind of silly because I feel and experience and work with energy every day. And yet it is a word that I think can often, even just being sensitive to energy, being an empath, that tends to be in our society utilized like as a negative thing. And I've also had clients who have felt almost like calling themselves an empath would be something where they felt like that was like they thought so much of themselves that they were an empath. So I think
Yeah.
people find it as a negative thing, and some people hear it as I'm an empath and I know more than you somehow, or something like that. So I think people have many different perceptions of empath. And that's where when you asked for a definition, I feel like we we could look up on Webster's dictionary what the definition is, but to me, we're all empathic. We all feel energy. We are all interacting with energy every moment of every day. We're interacting with our own energy. We're interacting with the world's energy. Some of us are more sensitive and aware of that empathic ability. And I see it as a superpower. It's something where we can really feel and experience and know the energy of divine oneness with all that is, and that we are all divinely connected, that we are all divinely strengthened by our empathic ability. But what happens oftentimes with the empathic tendencies with us all, and this is actually kind of interestingly a human tendency as well, as we tend to focus on kind of the heavy energy, the negative energy, and then we empath into that negative or heavy energy or challenging energy, and then we can be dragged down and feel weakened. And so what we want to talk about with the path of an empath is to really be able to witness the energy of others, witness their pain. We don't want to take away our ability to feel what someone else is going through, even if it's hard. But when it's hard, we want to be able to witness that and not bring it into our own bodies. And so therefore we're still empathic to, and we have compassion for others, but we're not holding that energy in our own bodies, and therefore then needing to heal it for ourselves. And
cool.
and also with empathic, what I've learned as an empath, even though I've hesitated to use that word, is to really activate the energy of connecting with the strength of the world, the love of the world, the light in the world, so that we can really empath with all that is divine around us, and even all that is humanly beautiful around us. And then from that strengthening, we are able to witness the rest, support the rest, because we are here to heal and grow for ourselves. And we're also here to hold the light and healing for others and for this world.
How can we notice when we are like feeling empathy, I guess? I mean, feeling like, how can we know when our experience is that of us kind of reading something around us as opposed to coming from an internal source?
We're always feeling energy around us. We're always experiencing the energy around us. And we can really activate and own our own energy so that we moderate kind of how we're experiencing the world around us for our own strength and for our own health. And then again, so that we experience, this is mine, this is someone else's. It takes practice, but as we strengthen our own energy body and as we set intention to connect with the beauty and light around us and then witness all the rest, again, it's not about feeling the beauty and saying the rest doesn't exist, because that is not healthy or realistic. But the more we strengthen in that, the more then we can start to realize, oh, this isn't mine. My energy is strong. I feel healthy. I'm activated. I'm grounded in myself. This isn't mine. And yet we still sometimes go into this is bad or this feels bad. And instead of going into this feels bad, as I step back and witness something that isn't mine, that something somewhere someone is experiencing, whether it be someone in our environment, whether it's the world is experiencing something and we're feeling it, we'll start to be able to learn how to identify that. And through this call with the Awake Life, we'll start a beginning conversation with this, but there's so much to talk about with this, and we'll learn and practice and grow together as empaths in this world, as we fully own and claim the word empath and the energy of being highly aware and sensitive of our surroundings. That we, my goal with all of us is to learn that it is a superpower, and I'd like to continue to learn that within myself, with all of you, as we practice different ways of knowing what is ours and what is others.
That's amazing, because like one of the things that I'm hearing you say that I hadn't really thought about before is that that we can aspire to a place where we like can feel our energy, and then potentially energy that's coming from somewhere else or something else, and recognize and notice the difference without having any judgment about whether it's good or bad or right or wrong. That feels a little bit mind-blowing to me. I think we're always kind of relying on judgment to assess things. I like the idea of just noticing it.
Yeah, that's the big thing. We tend to put good or bad on things. And again, when something isn't familiar or it's bothering us, we tend to put bad on that. And when we just witness, this is different, and hold the space and witness, and I don't have to, it doesn't have to influence me, I just get to witness it, then we can actually work with it in such a different way. And we can actually have so much more empathy and compassion for the world around us, because often as an empath, we get so overwhelmed with the energy around us that it all just feels bad.
Yeah, sure.
Even if there's really wonderful energy there, we can't identify it because we're just so overwhelmed, and we can't identify what is ours and what is there, and it's just a mess. So we're going to untangle the mess with each other in our group.
Amen.
So
Fantastic. I'm so excited. I can't wait. Thank you, Liz.
me too. We hope you join us with the next Awake Life. Thank you.